Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to AutoPulse America, the channel where the future of automotive excellence comes alive. And today we are diving deep into one of the most legendary nameplates in American automotive history, the 2027 Chevrolet Corvette, a machine that has once again redefined what it means to be a true performance icon for the modern era. This is not just a car. This is a statement. This is Chevrolet standing on the world stage, looking Ferrari, Lamborghini, and Porsche dead in the eyes, and saying, "We belong here, and we always have." The 2027 Corvette arrives with upgrades so significant, so carefully engineered, and so visually breathtaking that even the most hardcore European supercar loyalists are forced to stop, stare, and reconsider everything they thought they knew about American muscle. Chevrolet has taken everything that made the C8 generation a global phenomenon and pushed it even further into territory that once seemed impossible for a car wearing the bow tie badge. From the moment you lay eyes on the 2027 Corvette, you understand that something extraordinary is happening here. The front fascia is sharper, more aggressive, and more aerodynamically purposeful than ever before, with redesigned hood vents that channel air with surgical precision, reducing front-end lift at high speeds while giving the car a face so menacing it practically growls at you from across a parking lot. The LED lighting signature has been completely reworked, with ultra-thin daytime running lights that cut through the bodywork like laser blades, framing those wide, predatory headlamp clusters in a way that makes every other sports car on the road look like it is from a previous decade. The side profile is a masterclass in aerodynamic sculpture, with redesigned rocker panels, wider rear haunches that house massive performance tires, and a rear diffuser so aggressively sculpted that it would look right at home on a Le Mans prototype. Chevrolet's designers have maintained the mid-engine proportions that shocked the world when the C8 debuted, but they have refined every surface, tightened every line, and added just enough visual drama to make the 2027 model unmistakably new and undeniably next level. The available carbon fiber body panels are not just lightweight additions. They are works of art, finished to an absolute mirror-like perfection that makes the car look like it belongs in a gallery as much as it belongs on a racetrack. Step inside the 2027 Corvette and you are immediately enveloped in a cockpit so driver-focused, so premium, and so aggressively modern that it makes you feel like a fighter pilot preparing for takeoff. Chevrolet has completely revised the interior for 2027, taking direct aim at the cabins of the Porsche, Anawan and Ferrari Roma by introducing a new dual-screen infotainment setup that curves elegantly across the dashboard, combining a 15-inch central touchscreen with a fully digital driver display that can be configured in multiple driving modes, each one changing the color scheme, layout, and data priority to match your current mindset behind the wheel. The center console has been reimagined with a cleaner, more premium aesthetic, eliminating unnecessary clutter and replacing it with a seamless row of haptic controls that respond to the lightest touch. The seats themselves are a revelation, available in a new ultra-lightweight, carbon fiber bucket configuration that wraps around your body like a racing harness, keeping you planted during hard cornering while remaining genuinely comfortable for long-distance cruising. Premium leather, Alcantara, and carbon fiber trim options are available in a stunning array of combinations, and the level of material quality throughout the cabin is something that would have seemed unthinkable on a Corvette just 10 years ago. Ambient lighting runs along the entire interior perimeter, with 32 color options that you can set to match your mood or your outfit, and the acoustic refinement in the cabin has been significantly improved, giving the 2027 Corvette a dual personality, thunderous and savage when you want it to be, but refined and composed when the situation calls for a more civilized cruising experience. Now let us talk about what lies behind your shoulders, because that is where the 2027 Chevrolet Corvette truly separates itself from the competition and plants its flag in a league that very few cars on Earth can access. The base 2027 Corvette Stingray continues, with a heavily revised version of the 6.2-liter LT2 V8 engine, now producing an even more intoxicating 510 horsepower and 480 pound-feet of torque, routed through an enhanced 8-speed dual-clutch transmission that fires off gear changes in under 100 milliseconds, making every acceleration run feel like being launched from a catapult. 0 to 60 miles per hour arrives in a blistering 2.8 seconds, figures that would have been considered supercar territory just a few years ago but are now the entry point to the Corvette family. Move up to the Z06 variant, and the numbers become genuinely staggering. The 5.5-liter flat-plane crank LT6 V8 in the 2027 Z06 has been breathed on extensively by Chevrolet's engineering team, now pushing out an incredible 680 horsepower at a spine-tingling 8,400 RPM. Redline that produces a soundtrack so ferocious, so operatic, and so violently beautiful that it makes the engines of rival European machines sound almost restrained by comparison. The Z06 dispatches the 0 to 60 sprint in a claimed 2.6 seconds and goes on to a top speed that eclipses 195 miles per hour, putting it directly in the crosshairs of the Ferrari F8 Tributo, the McLaren 720S, and the Lamborghini Huracan, cars that cost 2, 3, and sometimes 4 times as much as the Corvette. 06, the 07 performance package, transforms the 06 into something that operates in a completely different dimension. With carbon ceramic brakes, magnetic ride control suspension reading the road 1,000 times per second, and a carbon fiber aero package generating over 700 pounds of downforce at speed. Chevrolet has also introduced a suite of advanced technologies for 2027, including the performance data recorder, magnetic selective ride control 4.0, launch control, performance traction management with 12 levels of adjustment, and a fully variable exhaust system. The new Ultify software platform enables over-the-air updates that can unlock new features and refine performance parameters remotely, meaning your 2027 Corvette actually gets better over time. Pricing for the 2027 Chevrolet Corvette Stingray starts at approximately $68,000, representing arguably the greatest value proposition in the entire global automotive market, while the Z06 starts at around $111,000, dramatically more affordable than its European rivals while matching or exceeding them in virtually every measurable performance metric. That is the story of the 2027 Chevrolet Corvette, a car that continues to humiliate the establishment, continues to break the rules, and continues to prove that American engineering, American passion, and American audacity can produce something truly world-class. This is AutoPulse America, and the pulse has never beaten this fast, this fierce, or this absolutely unapologetically American.